that's a lot of weight.
Yeah, bro. I do this for reps all the time.
You need a spot, bro?
Nah, I'm good, dude. Thanks, though.
Alright, see ya.
Oh, shit!
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Boom dum boom dum boom dum boom boo doo boo doo 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 doo.
Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name is Clark and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to help all of you guys out on how to improve arguably the most important exercise of all time, the bench press. Now before I get to my video, please drop this video a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications, as it really helps a small YouTuber out like myself. Now the bench press is known to be one of the most popular exercises to test one's strength. Lots of professional sports organizations such as the NFL and NBA use the bench press to evaluate an athlete's strength at their combine. The bench press is probably every gym bro's favorite exercise, as it's a staple in their favorite day of the week, chest day. Whether you're an average gym goer, bodybuilder, crossfitter, deadbeat dad,
You are the fuck.
or a powerlifter like myself, you probably have the bench press incorporated in your training regimen. Now I've been working out for 7 to 8 years now, and I remember the bench press being one of the first movements I ever learned in my high school weight training class. And you know, benching more than your classmates at the time was the kind of thing that fed the ego of my 16-year-old hormonal self. Probably to compensate for something else, but let's not talk about that. Anyways, if you click this video, you're probably here because you want to improve your bench press. To be quite honest, my bench press is not that impressive compared to some of my powerlifting peers and people in the world, but it has come a long way from a 225 1 rep max 5 years ago to over 430 pounds today. I've learned a few things throughout my powerlifting career and through coaching others that would help you guys improve your bench press. Now without further ado, my first tip to improve your bench press is to simply bench more frequently. Yes, I know, that might seem like such a simple or intuitive answer, but you'd be surprised with how many people complaining about their bench press plateauing and they're only benching once or twice a week. Just like any task, repetition and practice will help you improve. If a basketball player wants to improve their shooting capabilities, you're not going to find them in the gym only once a week practicing their shooting. They're going to be in the gym week in, week out trying to perfect their craft. For bench press, if you're currently benching once a week, try benching twice a week. If you're benching twice a week, try benching 3 times a week or even 4 times a week.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You don't necessarily have to train to failure every workout. Program your workouts so there is room for progressive overload, you're able to spread out your volume throughout the week, and incorporate different exercises that make it fun for yourself. Benching more frequently not only allows you to incorporate more volume and hypertrophy stimulus, it also gives you the opportunity to really hone in your technique. Practice what works for yourself. Now my second tip is to actually incorporate variations of the bench press to supplement your main bench press movement. First variation that I suggest is a close grip bench press. This movement will increase your range of motion as well as target more of your triceps in the pressing motion. This will help you if you constantly find that your triceps are giving out during the bench press. The second variation is to bench with more of a wider grip. This will help you decrease your range of motion as well as put more emphasis on your chest area in the bench press. Now be mindful, benching with a wider grip can put more stress on your shoulder area. You really have to hone in on your shoulder and upper back mobility in order to bench with a wider grip. Some other variations include pause reps or tempo reps. These are great to work on the stability portion of your bench press. You can play around with the timing of the pauses and the tempos to make the bench press more challenging for yourself. These are extremely useful during COVID times when a lot of us don't have access to a lot of weights and we're trying to find different ways to make movements more challenging for ourselves. So pause and tempos are great for that. Lastly, my favorite variation is the feet up bench press or the Larsen press. This essentially takes away all leg drive from your bench press, which will make your bench press much more difficult. Again, a useful tool in the COVID times. My third piece of advice is to hone in on your technique. Yes, I put an emphasis on your technique because everyone is built differently. We all have different goals and we have different leverages, so our form is gonna look different from one another. I would say in general, just try to bench in positions that you feel strong in. Everyone is built differently and you have different goals, whether it be for powerlifting or bodybuilding, CrossFit. Some general cues that I have for you guys is to keep your shoulder blades retracted in. This is generally a safer position for you to perform the bench press in. One cue that I like to have is imagine there's a coin in between your upper back and you're trying to squeeze them and keep them in place by pushing your shoulder blades back. Lots of people who say they don't like the bench press because they hurt their shoulders in it are likely benching incorrectly. So that's why benching with a retracted shoulder blade will help with that. Another form of advice that I have for you guys is to find the right grip for you. What works for one person might not work for you. You might like to bench with a closer grip, or a medium grip, or a wide grip. Just find out what's most comfortable and what you feel strongest in and build on top of that. If you're a powerlifter, you're probably looking for ways to decrease your range of motion. And one way to do that is to achieve that powerlifting arch. So really honing in on your upper back, your shoulder, and T-spine mobility is super important. And lastly, use your legs. Lots of people don't believe it, but your legs are a prime source of power and stability in your bench press. Now, my fourth piece of advice is that building more muscle equals more strength potential. Don't get lazy and do your accessory work. Some pushing accessories that target your shoulders, chest, and triceps include a shoulder press or an overhead press, a dumbbell press that will target your chest, your shoulders, and your triceps, and some tricep isolation work, whether it be skull crushers or tricep extensions. Another overlooked part is to actually train your back, which is super important in creating stability in your bench press. Some movements that you guys can incorporate include pull-ups, barbell rows, single arm dumbbell rows, cable rows, and lat pull downs if you have access to a pulley system, or even doing some rows or pull downs with some bands as well. I believe that all these accessories will have some kind of positive carryover to your bench press. Now on to my last piece of advice. You have to stay patient and consistent with your training. I know this is one that a lot of people don't want to hear or listen to, but the general term of high risk, high reward applies to lifting as well. If you put yourself on a super aggressive program that has a high risk of injury, you might come out with great PRs or you might come out injured. The downside of this kind of programming is that it's generally not sustainable. If you do come out injured, you put yourself out of the gym for weeks or even months, years even. So just be smart and patient and stay consistent with your training. Sometimes collecting the small PRs year in, year out is better than that short-term big PR that you're always striving for. Anyways, that's all I have for this video. I hope you guys found this video informative and hopefully you guys learned a thing or two about how to improve your bench press. Please comment below if this video helped you and let me know if you guys want me to post any other tips related to any other lifts. Also, remember to like this video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications as it really helps me out. Thanks again for watching and I'll catch you guys in the next one.